So we just finished talking about advanced candlestick patterns. Oh, I'm so tired, guys. I just finished releasing my knowledge about advanced candlestick patterns. I'm not sure if I'm even done. I am really not sure I'm done with that one because I still feel like I didn't explain it enough. But I thought let me quickly touch on investor psychological levels, right? So it's basically support and resistance. But let me put it this way: where you find a support or where you find a resistance near investor psychological numbers, investor psychological digits, that level has a high chance of being a strong key level. Strong key level because they are also looking at those numbers. They are also looking at those numbers. What investor psychological levels are, it's basically the zeros and the 50s, right? For example, right here. Can you see this baby right here? Nasdaq has an opportunity soon. We might be doing a few buying in December with Nasdaq. Might be, but December is slightly unpredictable. But I believe Nasdaq might be the only one that has an opportunity. Can you see right here? We are at 16,033, and there's a rejection there. Rejections, a lot of rejections and spikes happening there. But uh, we finally we find it closed above that region, right? But if you look closely at that region, guys, if you look closely at that region, it's not just it's not just a resistance level. Obviously, it's gonna turn into support. We'll start buying there, right? But it also has an investor psychological number close to it. The coordinates are close to an investor psychological level. Can you see it's 16033? If you round it off, it is near 1605, but I would just say 16000, like this. It's near an investor psychological region right there. The zeros and the 50s, right? 160 right here. Right, let's see. And then 158, 158,000. That's another one right there. Let's place them. Where there are zeros and 50s, it's investor psychological regions, right? 15770, if you run it off to 15800, investor psychological levels, right? Look at what happens there. Rejection, 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 rejection there. 158,000, right? The next one you would look at 16, maybe 16,100. There's a level right there. It's a minor level, but it's a level, right? At 16.2, I can guarantee you there's also a level somewhere there, right? If you go down right here, 15,500, another investor psychological level right there. 15,500. Where is it? 15,500, rejection. There was an opportunity to buy right there in a continuation with our pattern. Remember the advanced candlestick patterns, an opportunity to buy after this accumulation distribution, right there. 15,500, right there. 15,300, right there as well. If you continue going down, you'll find more and more. Here it is, 15 as well. 15,000 at the 15,000 level, right? At the 15,000 level as well. That's another investor psychological level, right? Can you see these investor psychological levels? We are coming off of investor psychological level right now. We closed above another key. This is one of the big ones. You see the 16 zeros, 16.5, 15.5, 15.0, 14.5, 14.0. Those ones are the biggest ones. But where there are zeros and 50s, that's where your key levels will be most accurate. Zeros and 50s. 16.0, 15.8.0, 15.5.0, 16.10, right? 16.10. There's a minor level there, but it's at 16.10. Those are the psychological levels, the investor psychological key levels. It's gonna come back here. Okay, let me not say it's gonna come back. It's Nasdaq, it's an index, right? It can just open and run upwards. It can just do a small pullback and run upwards, right? Indices are like that. It's not like forex, right? With Euro USD, it retraces back to those levels, right? So when we're looking at that, anticipating a retracement, then we start buying, right? That's Nasdaq. So that is Nasdaq right there, 15200 as well. Remember we spoke about that one, 15200. Oh, it's actually quite strong. 15200 has a level there. What is this thing doing? 15200, rejection, 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 a nice buy right there. Rejection, 15200. These are investor key levels. And over here there's another one, it's 14700. There's another one at 14500 also as well. I skipped one right there. I think you guys heard me say it, so I don't need to plot it. I'm just too lazy to plot it. But at 14500, remember what I said: zeros and 50s, zeros and 50s, zeros and 50s. 14500 right there. Rejection, rejection. It is the most rejections on the daily time frame right there. Can you see? Can you see? Nasdaq is a beauty. It's a beautiful little thing. It's really beautiful. But not just Nasdaq, also EU. EU also is a beauty. Let me save the template. This is the FXCM template, right? It's not ONDA. Am I using ONDA or FXCM? I'm not sure. But let's go to EU. Let's go to EU. I'm so tired. I'm so burnt out, man. I think most of my levels are on FXCM, so let's open ONDA. ONDA. Let's see, EU, zeros and 50s. Right there. There's a level right there. Oh, man. Delete all these lines. Delete all these lines. Let's EU 1075000. There's an investor level there. We are at that level. I should be exiting that trade right now. Should be exiting. I do have a trade. Remember the FTMO account, guys. I'm gonna be trading this the account live with you guys. It's currently at 3%. I'm gonna close this trade. We can't mess with this investor level. We can't mess with it. We are at 1075000. See what happened in the past. Right now on Friday we rejected off of that level on Friday, and it was my target, guys. It really was, but I forgot to place my stop loss. You can see it was a very tight entry on the I entered on the 15-minute time frame. It wasn't tight. No, it wasn't tight. I was supposed to enter after the fair value gap up there, but I entered here. My stop loss was over there. I was supposed to exit at 1:3 somewhere down there, but I forgot to place a take profit. I thought I placed it. I think I placed it on the trial account. But anyway. Or maybe was there another one of my accounts? I'm not sure. But I forgot to place it there. There's the 10850 as well. There are levels there. I'm showing you guys investors how to place investor psychological key levels. I'm not just placing numbers, random numbers. I'm seeing key levels, but I'm also seeing where those key levels are. Those key levels are near investor psychological numbers. 10850. Look at what happens there. Rejection, 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 rejection over there. Look at what happens. The price is really choppy when it gets there. Price gets choppy when it gets there, right? Pay attention to all these levels where price seems to be rejecting and stuff. I guarantee you there's some form of investor level nearby, somewhere there along those lines, right? We could say the 10500 has a level there, or you can adjust it to 106, but I would say place it at 105, right? 1065000. See, key level there. Somewhere as well at 108,000, right there at 108,000. There's an investor key level there. If you go back in the past, you'll see all these rejections. The reason why I'm placing them and I'm confident is because I know they're there, right? I haven't seen them, but I know they are somewhere there, right? 1093000, 1095000 as well. There's a key level there, right? And you see all those key levels, 10700 as well, right there. There's a key level there, 107. 107 exactly. It's a key level there. Yeah, it is a key level. Rejections. There are some rejections in the past as well. See, that's how you place investor psychological key levels. That's how you place them. That's how investor key levels work. They work with support and resistance. They are support and resistance, demand, supply, sell side liquidity or liquidity zones, buy side liquidity, whatever you want to use, whatever term you want to use. And my back is aching. Oh my God. So right now I'm currently on this trade. I'm supposed to close this trade. Supposed to close it. It is still bearish, but I'm not confident in holding a trade at such a major key level. At 1075, I'm not confident in holding a trade there. So I will actually close it. But even if I don't close it, I'm not afraid of the loss. The loss is way too small. It's way too small. Probably like $30. Probably even break even. I'm gonna move the stop loss to break even actually. Let's move the stop loss to break even, and then we'll just watch and see what happens. I'll move it on Monday. Just take it and put it back there. Maybe it'll probably take it out and go down. But anyway, I'm not interested in the trade. But I think I'm gonna close it. I'm not sure. We'll decide in a few hours since it's already Sunday right now. So those are investor key levels, and I'm only showing you EU and Nasdaq because I advise you guys to stick to one of those or to stick to both of them. Just stick to one actually, or trade both. Trade both of them because I think you guys are gonna suffer emotionally waiting for a trade. Sometimes you wait 5 days for trades, especially with Nasdaq. Sometimes you wait a lot of days. So you can just interchange both of them, but it's not good for your psychology. It's not good for your psychology. Because I've noticed with the human mind from my experience, if you take a loss, you tend to panic sometimes. You tend to panic. When it's time to take the next trend or to take the next trade or to pull the trigger, you start panicking and being afraid, which is quite detrimental to your trading. So I'm not sure you guys are going to decide how to do it, but I advise you to focus on one or two. Don't trade more than two assets, especially when you're starting. When you're starting, don't trade more than two. It's advisable to stick to one, but don't trade more than two. But it is your choice after all, so you guys are gonna decide. Can you see with EU what I was saying? There are a lot of retracement. You'll get a lot of opportunities to place the trade, but always be ready to take a loss in the markets. Always be ready to take a loss in the market. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you guys. Always be ready. So but anyway, that's it for this video. I don't think there's more I wanna say. I don't think there's more. I've shown you guys the investor key levels.